Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where today we will be discussing the SRU Tactical Armour. So here it is in all of its glory, the SRU Tactical Armour. Now, this is built to the same beautiful standard as the SRU Tactical Helmet. It's a really nicely manufactured piece of kit. I love all the attention to detail. I love all the little cutouts, the grooves, the bulges, the design of the sort of neck shielding and that kind of thing. Really nice. Unlike the SRU Tactical Helmet, this caused me a little bit of anxiety when I came to purchase this. And if we take a look at the helmet, you'll see why. Because essentially, when I purchased the helmet, this was a one-stop shop, if you like. Everything you see here, minus this section, came with the helmet. So all of the additional plates and what have you were already pre-installed on a bump helmet that they provided with the kit. And that was really nice. It took the anxiety out of purchasing the right bump helmet and that kind of thing. It all just, you knew when it turned up, it was all going to work. It was all going to fit together. Not so when it comes to the tactical armour, unfortunately. When it comes to the armour, you purchase the plates only and the additional Velcro strapping and what have you. But essentially, you have to provide your own JPC or jump plate carrier. And for me, that kind of was a cause for concern. It was a cause of a little bit of purchase anxiety, if you like, because I wanted to make sure that I had the right JPC. It needed to be the right length. It needed to have the right sort of capability for pouching and stuff like this on the front. And really, I just didn't know for 100% certain that everything was going to fit to it and what have you, because there really was no guidelines when it came to the armour purchase. So essentially, as I say, the armour kit comes as the plates only. You get a chest section, you get this neck section which you have to screw on yourself, and you get the shoulder pads, one of which is disappearing behind me. But they all attach to your JPC via these Velcro straps. So actually fitting everything isn't a huge issue. Sizing it up right so that it's the right width for your shoulders, so it sits properly, that kind of thing. Especially when it comes to the chest plate. The chest plate is actually held in place. I don't know if you can see it. It has some Velcro strapping here, which I've attached to the sort of tubular section of this plate carrier, or the tube carrying section, if you like. I don't know, the strap. I've attached it to the strap. And you get some Velcro webbing which goes under the plate carrier itself. I've got to say, this is not the best way to attach it to your plate carrier. It allows for the plates to play around and wobble around a lot. And really, like I say, I would have adored it if SRU could have just provided a specialised plate carrier to go along with it. Something for which this was specially designed to fit to, if you like, and would have proper fitment and fittings for it so that you couldn't get this play, you couldn't get this wobble. Certainly when it comes to the chest piece as well, it's a bit of a cause for concern because you want it to fit in the right place. You'll see that I've sort of tucked the very bottom of the plate carrier in here, and that's because if I allow it to fall, it actually works better when it's slightly lower, but B, kind of looks like a pair of saggy titties. And doesn't really give us that sort of manly, bulked up Master Chief look that we want. So yeah, fitment and fitting isn't exactly where I would want it to be, but it's something that you will have the power to alter and change yourself and make right, if you like. With a little bit of sewing, you could maybe even do a much better job than the Velcro straps. So, you know, if you're a dab hand with a knitting needle? No. If you're a dab hand with a sewing machine, then you may be able to really sort of tie this down to your JPC in a really nice manner. The problem with that is the neck plate, because we want this to fit higher up so it looks better on our chests. The trouble is the neck plate then protrudes as high as you, in all honesty, you'd want it to protect your neck. The difficulty comes in the fact that this neck plate is actually quite pronounced. And when it is paired with the SRU helmet, we have almost no ability to look around. Look down is the big problem, and certainly you'll see when I put this on, it just makes a hell of a racket. Let's give you a little demonstration. You can see with the helmet on, hang on, let me open this so I can talk. With the helmet on, we get all sorts of issues where the helmet just clacks against the chest plate. You can't always look down. Sometimes you can get inside the neck and look down, but it's limited. And really, it's just, you know, all this sort of plastic on plastic noise, certainly inside the helmet, is and can be a little bit deafening inside there. It's not the ideal setup. What I would say to that is, if you're using both of these together, then perhaps movement and agility is not your game plan anyway. I would certainly pair these two together if I was going to go for a very stagnant moving, you know, juggernaut kind of setup. It would be ideal for that. Oddly enough, it actually pairs better with a lot of other face protection. Certainly the Dye i5, which is a lot closer to your jawline, fits down nicely. You don't get prohibited movement in any way, shape or form. If you remove the cheek panels from something like the Devtec Ronin clone helmets you can get, or imitation helmets. I got picked up on saying they were a clone helmet once before. If you go with something like the Ronin, you remove the cheek pads, then there's a fair degree of movement in there, slightly better than this. Incidentally, it's probably worth noting that SRU have actually come out with a version 2 of their tactical helmet now, which has a much more streamlined jaw. It actually doesn't have any of this sort of top section at all. It has an exposed bump helmet, and it's more of a sort of wraparound face plate that goes on, and as such it's a lot more slimmed down further down it goes. That might work better. I haven't got one of those myself yet. I understand the pre-orders have only just shipped to customers now, so it's possibly a purchase for the future for the channel. We'll have a look, see how it goes, see how well you guys take to the SRU armour, I would imagine. But yeah, other than that though, you know, I don't want to talk ill of the armour. It's a very, very nice setup. It looks undeniably cool, but there is some flaws to it. You know, as rigid as it is this same plastic, and just like I wouldn't want to sort of fall on this, I think it would crack the jaw if you were to fall face first onto the floor. I think clip this at the wrong angle, fall onto the floor, and this takes the brunt of your weight, it's going to snap in half. There are other armour systems that I have that I can talk about on another day that are a bit more flexible, a bit more durable to that extent, but they don't look half as cool as this. I think, like I say, if you're going for a juggernaut look, if you're going for a heavy duty gunner, you're going to run an LMG, something like that, then this is absolutely fantastic. This setup really, really does look the business. If, however, you plan to run and gun, maybe run an SMG, running these together isn't the most viable option. You could arguably still run the armor unit, but with a more slimlined headgear, something like a Dye i5, that kind of thing, be a bit speed softer, and you know, it would look cool and it would still be fairly functional. The other slight downside you can experience with this armor, like I say, when it's up in the more pronounced position where I prefer it for looks and aesthetics, when it's further up your chest, it's quite wide. Now, I'm not super skinny by any stretch of the imagination, but it feels quite wide. It feels fitted to my chest, if you like. And the problem being, when I attempt to shoulder a weapon, it can actually feel almost intrusive to that extent. So unless you're a particularly wide guy, attempting to use it when you're using I doubt you're going to use it as a sniper, but if you were running a DMR or something like that, then your ability to shoulder the weapon is going to be slightly affected as well. So again, something just to bear in mind, depending on your play style, depending on the role you're looking to play. You know, take it under advisement when you look to get one of these armor sets. Okay guys, that's been my look at the SRU Tactical Armour. I hope it's been of some help to you. I hope you think it's as cool as I do. And if you've enjoyed this video, then as always, a like and a subscribe is always welcome. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.